The Leader's Corner. I love this section. There's different little facets to creating a wealth and creating a real success in this business, in this industry. This Leader's Corner today, we're going to talk about duplication. Duplication, what is that? You hear that a lot in this industry. You want to get people, you want to have a whole team, eventually thousands and thousands, who are doing what you're doing, right? Doing what you're doing. And if everybody's doing just a little bit, you can make a lot. Okay, so this whole thing hinges on duplication. So let's start with what the word duplication or duplicate means. The root word is duplicate. Here's the definition. To duplicate, exactly like something else. Good definition. Especially through having been copied. So it looks like they're talking about the same thing one more time, right? Like you can do a copy and paste in your computer, copy and paste. You want to create that which is the same. And here's the deal, guys, whether you want to or not, you're creating what you're doing with your new people. So if you're doing things that aren't strong for your business, you probably have a weak business. Let me show you. So number one, duplicate, exactly like something else. Even some synonyms, identical, matching, replicate, reproduce. Okay, so you get the sense of what when we say duplicate. Cool. Now, duplication in network marketing. Let me show you a slide here from, this is from Richard Bliss Brooke, who wrote the book, The 4-Year Career. This is off of his Bliss Business website. And he talks about this thing called geometric progression. Now, Richard created a huge income back in 1982 when his business went into what he called geometric progression. And if you start at the left-hand side of the page, you'll see, it starts with you, and then it duplicates from you finding 4 people. So you don't have to know thousands of people. Everyone says you got to know thousands. No, you may have to go through a few hundred to find those 4 who are open and who want to build, right? So I'm just showing you builders here. You may have a lot of other customers and like that, but I'm showing you builders. So you go out and find 4. Maybe it takes a year. Maybe it takes 2 years. So what? You find 4. Those 4, in turn, we teach them how to do the business, and they find 16. So those 4 find their 4, right? So you see the second generation is them finding their 16. Those 16 find their 4. Now we're at the third generation, or 64. Again, these are sales leaders, people that are duplicating, not just customers. So your team's actually bigger than this, but you understand that 64 multiplies by 4. They find their 4. That's 256. The 256 goes to 1024. Now, I know this is ideal situation. It doesn't work out exactly like that, but follow the point, okay? Because the theory of this actually does work. It never works out this way specifically in real life, but there's people that are absolutely really close to this that have just huge incomes, okay? So this thing duplicates. It's called geometric progression. And once you understand that this is a 3 or 4 year career, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a lot of people try to treat it. This is actually about establishing a real business and finding those leaders. And when you do, game over, man. Stay home, do what you want, okay? So that's called duplication. It looks like duplication in network marketing. Now, developing a downline. Let me just show you what it looks like. This was our back office this morning. And I'm having to make things really small. What a great problem, huh? Because of all the duplication. And you're starting to see we're at the top center there. And let's see if I can do a quick annotation here. Draw it, yeah. So you'll see us right there, okay? And then you see our front line. So they're obviously on the front line. Here's what I started looking at. I said, okay, so how many people do we have in our front line? So there's one there, there's another one there that are duplicating. I started wondering, there's one there. Now this right here, this is a customer, they're not duplicating. Here's somebody, look at that. They've got some people happening underneath, don't they? Here's another one there. This person, nope. There's a little bit of duplication happening. There's somebody going. Wow, look at this son of a gun. Just rocking and rolling. How about over here? Then these folks. So all of a sudden, I counted up really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 people on our team that are duplicating. Let's see if we can clear this. Thank you. There's 11 people on our team that are duplicating. There we go. Who are building, right? So we go back to that picture. Now look at this. Where are we? We have 11 people. We're somewhere, well, right about here. We're somewhere close to that second generation. We've done this in just over 8, maybe 9 weeks now. So we're at that second. We almost have 16 people who are developing their business, okay? So they're developing, and if you look closely, let's go back to here. And if you look really closely, I'll change color on you. How about that? We've got there. Not only do we have our own people like duplicating, like we got this person here who's, well, that's a bad circle, running, but look at this. She's got people that are running this way. Man, let's see if I can make that. There we go. They got group here. This person here has a little group happening, right? So not only is our people, like here's a great example. Not only is this person here running, but look what's happening. This person here has quite a few things happening. This person underneath here has some things here, and this person has some things going on underneath, right? So these things going on underneath, what's that? Well, that's 3 levels down from us, isn't it? Well, guess what? So we got some 3rd generation stuff starting to happen, okay? So I want you to get the concept here, guys, of how this thing develops, okay? And what you're going to see is it seems to start out a little slower at first because you're sharing with a lot of people, and probably out of all these people we shared with, probably we shared with maybe 200 people, and we've gotten about 53, 55 who got in. 11 of them are actually building. That's exciting. It's more than the 4, right? So we're sort of hedging our bets. So I want you to see what it takes to actually begin developing and understand what duplication is. Now, let's take this to another level. As a leader of your team, what are the ways? There's other different ways to set up duplication, but here's one of them. How do you set it up? This is a short video I made for you guys this morning on leadership. Here you go.
A short lesson in leadership. Most people think to be a leader is pushing people, having them do something that maybe they're uncomfortable doing, but you know as their leader that they need to do. But here's what it looks like. We just take the end of this string and begin pushing and telling people, here's what you need to do, here's why you need to do it, and if you'll do it, you'll be successful. What happens? The string gets bunched up. People don't follow. There's resistance. Now let's take a look at what would happen if you led from the front. If you're leading from the front through duplication, people will follow you wherever you're going. It's a simple process, guys, but the distinction is 180 degrees opposite of how most people do it. So if you want duplication in your business, you've got to lead from the front. You've got to be the demonstration first, then people will follow. And it's not the other way around.
Okay, so how will you lead, right? How will you lead? Leadership is demonstrated. It's not somebody, and by the way, some people go, well, one day when I become a leader, guys, you're not given the mantle of leadership. You have to take it. Leadership is a place that you have to step into and say, this is who I am. And even if you're not really good at it at first, I'm going to work on it. Fantastic. But it's you taking the initiative to say, this is who I am, and start acting like that person, the person you intend to become, right? So I want you to start acting that way if that's why you're here. Now, there's 11 people in our group. Guess what? I'll guarantee that's why they're here. Look what they're doing. You can tell by action. You ever want to know who your leaders are? See who's in action. Not who's doing this, not who's running, talking like this, who's actually in action. They can be moving their mouth, but as long as they're moving their feet and getting results. A leader gets results all the time, every time, because they ask for it. They ask for the order. They ask for everything. They ask for people to move forward. They ask if someone's open to take a look, So that's how do you set up duplication? So continuing this, one of the keys to creating duplication in your business is having as many people on your team ordering product on a consistent basis. Okay? Now we know where that habit starts. That habit starts with you. Okay, so what I want you to do is, if you don't have a subscription set up, guys, this is important. Not only does it give you consistency of income if your whole team does it, right? But it establishes the culture on your team where everybody has a subscription. Now, with Tavala, you're not required. I get that. So If you don't want to, that's fantastic. But I'm talking to the leaders on the team who want to get there. And one of the ways to create duplication is to duplicate everything that you do, people on your team do, in such a way that it creates a bigger volume, bigger business, helps you and them grow faster. One of the ways is making sure you have a monthly order or a subscription. Go to your back office, click on the upper corner where it says welcome to your name, and then go down and click manage subscriptions. When you get there, you'll see a box. If you don't have a subscription that says add new, the cool thing is we have all these categories, guys. We got the trim, the control, the micro mist, the builder boxes for you builders, alpha boxes, trim and control. They combine the trim and the control, right? And saving some money there. Get on that. The experience box. Experience box has everything: the misters, the control, the trim, and likely the new products that are coming out too. So you got some great choices here to establish your team and like that. So Leader's Corner, being authentic and congruent. Authentic means to be genuine. Congruent means to be in agreement or harmony, meaning are you always feel this when someone is saying something, you hear the words, but the feeling you get is different. They're not congruent. We don't tend to trust that person, right? That's who our dog barks at. There's something else going on. But when you're authentic and congruent, so when you're genuine, only asking your team to do what you are doing, and you're in harmony, that's congruence, with what and who you are, you're being authentic and you're congruent, and people will follow that. People will follow that. That's how you create duplication. Understand how this industry and this business works. Understand that it's you leading from the front. You're pulling that string, not pushing people. Your team will do what you do, okay? No more, no more. So if you're not doing it, don't expect them to. That's not accurate. It's just not going to grow, and it's frustrating. Step into leadership by taking action. Do what needs to be done, and ask others to do what you do. That's it. So set up your subscription today and ask your team to follow. Period.